Limbus Company, by all accounts, is still a gacha game no matter how forgiving it is. And typically for gacha games, they have traps for newer players that aren't more experienced with their polling systems, causing them to waste thousands of resources easily. Even in Limbus Company, this happens. However, despite in saying that, they do have welcome new manager events that do provide resources for newer players. It would feel wrong to go into this video without at least mentioning that. They do provide resources for new players, and they're very good, actually. But no matter how supportive or forgiving the system is, Limbus Company is still gacha at heart. So much so, I think one of the most scammiest things they can possibly do is always displayed on their home screen. Now, dear viewer, let's guess. Am I talking about A. Seasonal ID banners, B. Event extraction banners, or C. The absolute fucking bullshit chance to get a fucking secret boss that you want in Mirror Dungeon? Jesus fucking Christ, why is it so bad? Sorry, that took like 12 streams, you have to understand. But the true answer lies in none of these. What I think is the biggest scam in this entire game is actually sinner target extractions. And just to reiterate, you do not have to listen to me. You can pull on this regardless. I won't judge you. I don't care. It's a single player game. Cater to your own experience how you will. I'm just giving my shit ass opinion. Thank you. Anyways, why do I think sinner target extractions are such a scam? Well, no time like the present, so let's get straight into it. Point 1. The pools. What you're seeing is from the two latest sinner target extractions. If you'll notice, I checked off everything that is shardable with a green check mark, which indicates that over 80% of the things you have a chance to get out of the small percentages of rolling IDs can also be obtained from rolling on event banners or directly sharding them. Sure, these polls have no seasonal limit. However, the only guaranteed way to get an ID from the previous season that you really want is to hit pity on these banners. Alongside that, they also don't contain Walpurgis units whatsoever, which makes sense. But that directly affects the consideration for even pulling on them, considering you can't get limited time event units out of it. Point 2. You can still pull non-targeted sinners. Albeit this isn't as bad, as the pools are separate, and you have an equal chance of getting both from the targeted sinner and the non-targeted sinners. But I think this diminishes its value to being a standard extraction with just 2 or 3 IDs you can't obtain. And again, you have the same polling chance for any ID anywhere else in the game. Alongside the fact that getting a 3-star isn't guaranteed for the sinner, unless if you hit pity, that means it's basically functionally useless to use. Point 3 is a counter-argument. What if you don't have any IDs for that specific sinner? There's already 2 guaranteed systems in place for newer players, so as long as you're managing your resources, that won't happen. Now, I'm gonna be a little humble and say this point is a little bit flimsy considering not everybody has future sight of what they're gonna pull. My solution for that is to use them specifically after you pull, because while some Season 1 IDs are really good for starting out early game, you do need to effectively patch out the holes inside your team. And using your Season 1 nominal ticket on an ID for a sinner that you do not have any IDs for after pulling is actually a good idea. This to me is so important because there are a lot of fixed sinner encounters where you need to use specific sinners. I've seen a lot of friends of mine actually struggle with this fact due to not even having a single ID for some of their sinners. So the nominal tickets should be used as a safety net after pulling, in my opinion. And for my final point, which isn't even on the wiki, Walpurgis can straight up give you units from the previous season. I have video evidence for this. Please watch accordingly.
What? 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 Oh, cool! Okay. I have Barbara Otis now.
During the 7th Walpurgisnacht, which took place in Season 6, I was able to get a Season 5 identity for some reason, as she wasn't currently shardable at the time. Again, the wiki does not point this out on the extraction rates whatsoever. So alongside pulling for Walpurgis IDs in a limited time event that are very hard to shard and require a lot of resources, alongside the factor that you cannot shard current Walpurgis units until the next Walpurgis, you also apparently have a chance of getting seasonals from the previous season, which to me arguably makes Walpurgis the most important thing to pull on, and almost completely invalidates the purpose of sinner target extractions, alongside seasonals. Anyways, yeah, that's all I got. If you want to pull on Sinner target extractions, be my guest, but I just personally don't recommend it. If this video in any way helped change your mind or help you consider other things, feel free to leave a comment. I love reading them. If it didn't change your mind, my bad.